Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless predictions wonder if Nick Newman believes the worst about Sharon Newman after her shocking confession, or if he will fight to prove she's innocent on the CBS soap. Recently, on Young and the Restless, Sharon Newman broke down and told Nick Newman everything. She couldn't bear to keep her awful secrets to herself anymore. So now Nick knows that Phyllis Summers was right. Sharon did, in fact, kill Daniel Romolotti's girlfriend, Heather Stevens. Then she planted evidence at his apartment, making him look guilty. No doubt, Nick was in shock. He could not wrap his brain around it. He couldn't believe such horrible things could be true about her on Young and the Restless. But she needed him to know and forced him to listen to her and accept the things she was saying. Indeed, he is still struggling with it. Now, after hearing Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, confess to such horrible crimes, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, is having a hard time accepting it. He doesn't think she's capable of it and feels she must not have known what she was doing. Of course, Daniel Romolotti, Michael Graziati, doesn't feel that way. As far as he knows, Sharon murdered Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom, and framed him for it. He wants justice and believes Sharon should do hard time in prison. Nick has decades of history with Sharon on Young and the Restless and knows her extremely well. She's not an evil person. However, new evidence against her turns up soon, and it might make Nick question her character. He could end up agreeing with Daniel that she belongs in prison, especially if this new evidence suggests she tried to kill Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. While there is a possibility he could turn on her, chances are Nick will know something isn't adding up. Nick may realize something is not right and try to get to the bottom of Sharon's recent behavior. Now, why and our viewers know the reason Sharon is acting so off? It all ties back to supervillains Ian Ward, Ray Wise, and Jordan Howard, Colleen Zenk. Jordan is helping Ian destroy Sharon, and in return, he will help her get her revenge on the Newman family. So, they messed with her medication, which had her acting erratically on Young and the Restless. And most likely, when she blacked out during her scuffle with Heather, Ian or Jordan Howard showed up and killed Heather. Of course, Sharon did plant evidence to set Daniel up. But she had Cameron Kirsten, Linda Nashby, in her head. Plus, she was terrified of losing her family. Eventually, the truth will come out that Sharon's being set up, and Nick may be the one who investigates until he finds the truth. He might be the only one besides their children who knows there's more to the story. The only time Sharon's ever done anything out of character like this was when she burned down the Newman Ranch years ago. And that was because her bipolar meds were off. So Nick should know there's a reason for her behavior on Young and the Restless and will probably start doing some digging. Soon, Ian and Jordan are going after Nick and Sharon's daughters, Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, and Faith Newman, Raylan Caster. Ian wants Sharon to lose everything, so the plan may be to kill her daughters. Furthermore, he will likely cause her to black out again and make her think she killed them to torture her further. If anything at all happens to the girls, Nick Newman will know it's not Sharon. She would never hurt her children on Young and the Restless. Chances are he will expose the villains and their plans, and if Nick discovers Ian, it will all make sense. So instead of turning on her, he will probably be the person to end this nightmare. Y&R is explosive. Keep watching to see if Sharon and Nick Newman's relationship suffers permanent damage or if he'll hunt down the truth to exonerate her on the CBS soap. For decades, The Young and the Restless has captivated viewers with its complex relationships, betrayals, and emotional conflicts. One of the most iconic and often tumultuous couples to have ever graced the Juneau City landscape is Nick Newman and Sharon Collins. Their love story has seen many ups and downs, from passionate reconciliations to painful separations. However, recently the question arises, will Nick shun Sharon or step up to save her? As we watch the current storyline unfold, it's clear that Nick faces a crossroads, and his decision could either break or rebuild the fragile bond that has existed between them for years. To understand the weight of Nick's decision, we must first look back at the history of Nick and Sharon's relationship. They've been through a roller coaster of emotions, starting with their early days as a young couple, deeply in love, and continuing through betrayals, heartbreak, and misunderstandings. Their connection has always been magnetic, deep, emotional, and sometimes explosive. Sharon, the daughter of the controversial and manipulative character Doris Collins, grew up in a world that left her craving stability and affection. Nick, on the other hand, was the son of Victor Newman, the ruthless business mogul who seemed to have everything but love and empathy. Sharon and Nick's union felt like a perfect storm of opposites, bound by their contrasting yet complementary personalities. For a time, it seemed like they were the ultimate power couple of Genoa City. However, their marriage faced challenges almost immediately. Sharon's vulnerabilities and Nick's unpredictable behavior often collided. Miscommunication and betrayal, especially surrounding Sharon's affairs with other men, such as the infamous case with Victor, led to their eventual split. Yet, despite everything, their bond never fully dissipated. They have often turned to each other in times of crisis, their shared history and love for their children acting as a tether between them. Despite their failed marriage, Sharon and Nick's feelings for one another have lingered, making their interactions fraught with tension. Each time they reconnect, it seems as though there is hope for reconciliation, only for the emotional wounds of the past to rise again, causing them to part ways. It's a cycle of longing and pain, with their love never fully extinguishing, but never finding its way back to permanence either. Recently, Sharon has found herself in the midst of a personal crisis, once again calling on those around her for support. Her mental health struggles, stemming from past traumas, have resurfaced in full force. Sharon's fears, anxieties, and insecurities have intensified, leaving her feeling isolated. The woman who once had a knack for holding her family together has now become a shell of herself, vulnerable and unsure of how to navigate the chaotic waters of her life. It's no surprise that, when faced with this moment of weakness, Sharon reaches out to Nick. Nick, ever the protector of his loved ones, has always been there for Sharon when things have fallen apart. His love for her runs deep, even if it's tempered by frustration over past mistakes and betrayals. In this moment of Sharon's crisis, viewers are left wondering, will Nick rally around her and offer the support she needs? Or will he finally put an end to the emotional cycles that have defined their relationship? Nick has always been torn when it comes to Sharon. On one hand, he cares deeply for her, having shared a lifetime of memories and children together. On the other hand, their relationship has always been fraught with drama and miscommunication, with each new chapter in their lives seeming to raise the stakes even higher. In recent episodes, the tension surrounding Sharon's crisis has reached a breaking point. Nick faces a difficult decision. Does he turn his back on Sharon, like he has done in the past, and let her face her demons alone? Or does he embrace his old role as her confidant and protector, risking his own emotional well-being to help her through this challenging time? There's a part of Nick that longs to see Sharon succeed, to rise above her struggles and find happiness again. Their shared history, especially the love they once had, gives him hope that, with the right support, Sharon can overcome her troubles. Yet, there's also a part of him that's exhausted by the endless cycle of emotional turmoil. He knows all too well how easily their relationship can implode, how their love can turn toxic when either of them falls short of expectations. One of the strongest emotions that often compels Nick to distance himself from Sharon is his need for emotional protection. In the past, when Sharon has let him down, whether through infidelity or poor judgment, Nick has been hurt deeply. These wounds, although healing, have left scars that prevent him from fully trusting her at times. Sharon's inability to consistently communicate her feelings or make the right choices has driven a wedge between them, and Nick often finds himself questioning whether it's worth the risk to step back into her life. The temptation to shun Sharon becomes even stronger when he sees the toll her issues take on their children. As a father, Nick feels an overwhelming responsibility to protect his family from the fallout of Sharon's mental health battles. He doesn't want his kids to be caught in the crossfire, and part of him wonders whether he's enabling Sharon by continually bailing her out. This internal conflict might lead him to take a step back, choosing to prioritize his own emotional health and the stability of his family over Sharon's needs. The desire to save, redemption, and love. However, Nick's deep love for Sharon and their shared history may ultimately lead him to make the decision to save her. Despite the emotional toll that their relationship has taken on him, Nick knows that Sharon is still the woman he once loved. Her struggle, while painful to witness, could be the catalyst for Nick to show up for her in a way he hasn't before. The history of their relationship suggests that, at the heart of things, Nick has always wanted the best for Sharon, even when his actions didn't reflect it. Nick's desire to protect his children and maintain stability in his family will undoubtedly play a large part in his decision. But as he faces Sharon's vulnerability, it's possible that he will choose to open his heart once more, setting aside past hurts to be the rock she needs in this difficult time. After all, it's love that has always pulled them back together, and in times of crisis, love may just be what will guide Nick to save Sharon. What lies ahead for Nick and Sharon is uncertain. Will he choose to save her and step into the role of her savior once again, or will he walk away, finally breaking free from the emotional roller coaster that has defined their relationship? The answer may lie not in the past, but in the future they are both willing to create together. The Young and the Restless thrives on its ability to weave complicated stories of love, redemption, and betrayal. Nick's decision to either shun or save Sharon will undoubtedly have lasting repercussions, not only for their own personal growth, but for the relationships they share with their family and friends. In the end, it is the depth of Nick's feelings for Sharon and his capacity to forgive that will determine whether their love story will continue or finally come to a close.